should we count numbers at church? For some people, this kind of feels a little bit like anti-spiritual, a little bit like kind of icky, like, I don't know if we should be counting numbers. A lot of people push back against numbers. It's not about numbers for me, bro. And I think, like, that's okay. And I probably used to land somewhere similar myself. But as I began to study the New Testament, particularly in the book of Acts, I began to see numbers more and more and more. And two classes. First, the evangelism context, and secondly, the pastoral context. And the sense of people being saved in the New Testament, we see even from the start, we see 120 people sitting in the upper room. Well, somebody must have counted. We see 3,000 come to Christ on the first day. Well, someone must have counted. We see that the text says the Lord added to their number daily. Well, someone must have been counting. The premise is that numbers tell a story. Numbers can be helpful to tell a story of what God is doing. They're not supposed to be the primary motive, but they're a helpful they're a portrait painter. They're a helpful painter to describe the story and journey of what God is doing. The second class that we see is the pastoral context, and we see Luke 15. You got the parable of the sheep, with the lost sheep, and then you have the lost coin, and then you have the prodigal son. No shepherd that I know goes out into his field and goes, "Oh, there's 99 out there, maybe there's one missing." It just doesn't happen like that. He was counting the sheep, and he noticed that there was one missing. The woman with the lost coin, she was counting the coins. She noticed there was one missing. So you see that counting can be a manifestation of stewardship. It can be a manifestation of wisdom. We count everything because we want to know the sheep that God's entrusted to us, that we wouldn't let one of them out of our hands. We want to know that if people are coming to Christ, how many people are coming to Christ? Where are they coming from? How did they come to faith? And we want to see the story of what God's doing here painted accurately. And it's a very helpful brush that we can use to paint a picture of what God's doing. So don't be put off. It shouldn't be the main thing, but don't resist it. Don't oppose it. There's clear scriptural precedent for counting numbers.